Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Anime Gateway Season 3, The Spooks.
Hello.
The Spooks.
The Spooks.
That is the name
Kooks.
of it.
We got 5 new shows for you. We got Morocco-chan, Erase, Paranoia Agent, School Live, and Serial Experimental Lane. We reviewed each show, watched the first 3 episodes of each, which I'm glad that we had the 3-episode rule because I felt like a lot of these shows needed it.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah.
We're starting this off with Morocco-chan.
Morocco Chancers. Okay.
An interesting one to start off with the horror genre.
Yeah,
it's
You
not-
guys take the lead. I'll be right back.
All right.
Sorry, God, folks. Sorry, God. I want to start with James. You're the one who recommended this. Why don't you tell us a little bit of why you picked this? Why is this here right now?
Honestly, like being completely honest, within searching up things within this genre, this is the first one where I read synopsis on it, where I was like, I'm kind of into this.
And that's fair. I chose the first choice for season 1 because there was lesbians. Like that was it.
Yeah,
That was the end of my critique of season 1.
I did not read the synopsis for this one at all.
I didn't, but I remembered after watching like the first episode, I saw a video slightly about it. Maybe it wasn't entirely about it, but they were praising it.
This anime in particular is always like also brand new. Not all the episodes are even out yet.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Oh shit!
I think they're on episode 9 right now.
Oh shit!
I think we noticed this when we started this and said there was we only had 7 episodes, but that's okay. We'll get there by the end of it.
I guess we did. I forgot that entirely.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting one for the supposed theme we picked for this, which was horror, scary things, and we mostly kept to it.
Yeah.
We have like some horror, some psychological horror, some suspenseful drama, a type of horror.
Yeah, the thing about it is that when you think of the horror genre, you think of what kind of stories and events play out in a horror-ish setting. This is not like this is more of just taking the horror elements and mixing it with a slice of life.
It's
problem.
labeled as a comedy as well, which I didn't know
Yeah.
existed. A horror comedy that wasn't like making fun of the horror stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, so far, like, right off the rip, like, this was, when I added things on a playlist, this is the one that popped up first. Like, when I added everything that was on Funimation to my playlist, except for School Live. And this is just like, I just started with this only because when I looked it up, I added it to my playlist once you guys accepted this submission.
Because it's the newest.
Probably. But synopsis.
Yeah, the actual synopsis.
There's a girl. Her name is Morocco-chan. Miriko-chan. I can't say names right. Don't listen to me. But listen to me.
Miruko. I think,
She is a pretty normal girl. Pretty normal girl.
Bit of an introvert.
Yeah, kind of introvert. Just doesn't express herself too much, but
Relaxed a lot of the times.
has a fun best friend who's bubbly and bouncy.
In more ways than one.
Gets a weird vibe from this other girl who's part of the opening, so she's gonna be interesting. She's gonna be girl 3 soon. But anyway,
Yeah.
she's pretty normal, except for the fact that every night, I can't remember how long this has happened, but she starts seeing weird shit.
You can see spirits just like Ichigo. Except these spirits are fucking horrifying.
Yeah, unlike Ichigo, who got to see, I guess he did see fuck up things with hollows, but there was, normal ghosts and then hollows. They were very different. This is just
pretty creepy, too.
What if you saw a scary ghost all the time?
That are trying to get your attention all the time. Well, most of the time.
Most of the scenes play out, she's doing something normal, and then a ghost kind of comes in and does shit, either wraps around a person or gets in her way of talking, or she sees it in the corner of her eye doing weird shit, but they're always phasing through everything.
Yeah, all the ghosts seem to do something different or are drawn to a different thing that's around her, which is pretty interesting. None of it's explained explicitly, but some of them are implied. There's one that just latches onto her friend and it's just basically groping her.
Yeah.
And eventually she gets that one off by having it latch onto another person.
But no one else sees this. No one else feels this. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing. And she's doing her best because the first instances she sees instance of this is like when she's on the sidewalk and it's raining and her phone kind of whacks out. She drops it, picks up, and then sees a ghost. And spirit, ghost, not entirely sure difference or which one they are.
And I just have to say, this girl has a fucking ironclad will to not react to what she sees.
She's
at all.
The best way to combat this is to not react and have all the internal screaming, but just because for some reason they're very fascinated with trying to be like, you can see me, except much more broken.
Yeah, some of them just really want to get her attention, no matter what. Pretty much all of them, actually.
A couple haven't, but yeah. Which is, I'm new to horror, so I'm trying to figure out every time, despite how silly the scenario was before, immediately gets tense.
Mm-hmm.
With the way the music's cued, with the designs of each of these creatures, all looking terrible in their own unique ways.
Yeah.
Some being monsters, some being humans messed up to be monsters.
The best way I can describe how the monsters themselves look is like creepypasta-esque style, but without all the fucking bloody parts. Pretty much. It's like it wants to be nightmare fuel, and sometimes it works.
And the episode. I love the episodes' names. Is can you see them? She totally sees them. She still sees them. Spoilers for later episodes. Yep, she sees them. She sees them too. She seems really she sees real crazy ones. Did you see that? Hey, keep going on.
That whole theme of like them, of all that is even in the opening and ending themes, which just talks about how much like she just tells the lyrics of them just basically go away, I don't want to see you, please stop following me constantly.
Very interesting opening because it starts like kind of like bubbly and not bubbly but like nice energy until you see the lyrics, and then it starts getting more and more crazy till the very end where she's basically pleading, stop, go away, I don't want to see this shit.
It also helps that the first episode in subtitles, they just weren't there for the opening. So we don't know what they're saying.
Yeah, I didn't see those.
Yeah.
Well, which was like when the second episode, I was like, wait, were those always there? Wait a minute.
Yeah. Now it's revealed.
How to describe jokes without ruining them. A lot of them kind of come as punch bags where she's like, you hear her inner monologue of, no, I don't want to see this. I definitely don't see it. It's not real. Then she turns around and she sees it again, or it interacts, or follows her.
A lot of it's like situational comedy, is like how she avoids interacting with the ghosts while trying to get rid of them or divert their attention or something.
Yeah. She does weird things.
Go ahead.
She does weird things to try, which is weird to anyone else who's like around her, but she's trying to do it to get rid of the ghost, but act like it's normal.
Because no one else can see him.
Situational
comedy.
I really hope at some point down the road, like the Spiritual Jedi, she's just like trying to reach out to like, hey, can you help us? Like, you know, we've been dead for so long, people don't see us. Like, you're like the only chance, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. I feel, at least hope, they're gonna build towards. Like, what exactly do these spirits want? Are they malicious? Do they just want help? We don't actually know.
Because we haven't seen them do anything yet.
Yeah.
But we're always tense because, like, what if she acknowledging them does something, and she's very afraid of that, so she keeps having to stare them in the face and try to act like you're not looking. Trying to act like you can't see something while you're looking at it is so hard.
Yep.
It's so hard to do.
That's where the tension comes from, was like, because she's done a good job at avoiding the ghosts at all costs. Well, she was able to phase right through them as long as she wasn't able to acknowledge them, but it's just the fear of not knowing what's going to happen if she ever does acknowledge them. That's pretty much where all the fear and tension comes in for this,
and
at least so far.
And she's just the person, as far as we know. She's not Ichigo. She can't send them away. She's not fucking Yuribish. She can't fucking spirit gun them. She just has to deal.
I mean,
And
she
stealing is hard.
She honestly looks like she would have some powers with like her part purple hair and yellow eyes.
Yeah, I really like the character designs.
Yeah,
of
me
this.
too.
Like,
It looks
there's
great.
a lot of slight hair colorings, or out of the colors, very nice on
Oh
everybody.
yeah, definitely.
There was sort of hints as we got into later episodes with hints of the other girl possibly seeing them,
Yeah.
and
Was there like a scene in each episode though?
I'm kind of seeing a interesting scenario, a heartwarming scenario, which I didn't think I would see in a horror show.
Oh yeah.
I'm new to this, and every time I think, oh, there's gonna be a heartwarming scene, oh, it's gonna be followed up by something terrible. It wasn't. Where they
It's
find
it's pretty much a gamble when that stuff happens in horror shows.
where they find like a lost cat and it's being possessed by like this scary ghost, and they try and find an owner for it. And this one nice looking guy comes and says, "Hey, I'll take it," but Mirko sees all these evil spirits around him, almost giving off his ill intentions and aura.
Yeah, they're like evil cat spirits too. That was the weird part.
So she says no to him and decides to give the cat to this scary looking guy who had no actual evil spirits around him. And we, spoilers, learn later in the episode, pretty much the end. He has like this guardian spirit of, I'm guessing, his dead wife and their dead cats. And he's just looking for someone else to be with, like, to take care of.
They were different from the other spirits, which are all pretty much like represented with like weird like visual effects distorting them being purple. But these ones were like white and sparkly, like angel-like.
Which is a nice, heartwarming scene, which I didn't think I'd see from this. That it didn't follow up with like a haha and then they died, or haha scary. No, it was just nice.
Yeah, no.
But the show also does a lot more of trying to lull you in a sense with a lot of its fan service, which it has.
Yeah, that was mostly just in the first episode though.
There was
for the
a
most
bit
part.
in the second episode. They were in like the locker room. There was the spritz scene.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
She didn't have underwear for a while.
I was mostly focused on like how like 3 panty shots in the span of like 5 minutes in the first episode, or like 10 minutes. But yeah,
it's
they weren't even panty shots; they were just butt shots. It wasn't
Yeah,
that
they were
bad.
just butt shots. Which I
But
find,
still.
I imagine either that there is just a horny element, whatever, or this is done to like whenever someone tells a joke or whenever something nice happens to distract you or to make you scared for the next thing. I'm not sure.
I honestly think it might be like part of just like a hook for other viewers, keep them
Maybe.
watching or
Yeah,
something.
Hey, we're going to divert you from the spooks or some. Here's some ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob, James, you've watched more horror? Is this something that happens more often than not? I'm very new to this genre.
I'm gonna admit I am also super new to the horror theme. Some of what I've watched operates very differently from this. With shows that I didn't even know that were horror themed, like Promise Neverland,
Mm-hmm.
Death Note, Parasite, all of those actually.
Kaisen.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen. Like,
Madoka Magica.
Well, that one was obvious.
Yeah.
I've only watched the first and second episode of that, so I'm not too familiar.
Okay. Good.
But like I know it gets kind of intense later on at the very least, but only by word of mouth. Yeah, like the little that I've watched does not necessarily operate the same. Without, I don't want to spoil Promise Neverland, but even the way this was set up was completely different from the little exposure that I've had. How about you, Jacob?
I mean, I've seen my good fair share of horror. So they don't do a lot of horror shows don't do ass shot. The only way you can think of why they would do it often is just take tension or pressure off a little bit.
Yeah.
But
They do that a lot in like Western horror movies too. Honestly, they just put a little sex appeal in it to one of the victims, like a slasher flick. So it's not unheard of to do that in horror.
Especially dealing with the best friend, the ray of sunshine.
Yeah.
She's very bubbly and nice and happy. Hana is her name.
There's one thing about the show that I don't. I wouldn't say I don't like, but just something it's hard to suspend my disbelief for, is Miroko-chan's reaction to the ghosts the first time she sees them. Like, I understand having that iron will to just not do anything the very first time she encounters them in the rain. But then when she goes home, she kind of just acts like it didn't happen.
I think that's through. I guess I could see that, but I think that's through shock. Because if I saw a ghost for like 5 seconds today, I wouldn't think that's real. I would go to bed thinking that was dumb shit.
She actually did try to wave it off as like being sick or stressed or something, which is believable enough. But then the second time in her bathroom when she encounters it and she knows it's real. Oh no, wait, that was the next day.
Yeah, that was the next day.
That was the next day, and she knows it's real. That one's a little.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to be like, no, it can't be real. No, it can't be real. It's real.
It's just a tiny bit too hard to suspend my disbelief for it, but it's not a deal breaker at all.
Yeah. I do find it interesting because the few times I've been scared, I've more reacted like this, where it's not like a yelp, it's not like a thing. It's like my body freezes up in a spot like a cat.
Just in pure disbelief.
But seeing that constantly over and over again is interesting.
Yeah. I will say the scariest part of the show is the fucking end credits, where those ghosts show up.
I find that kind of silly. Like, I feel like that fits the horror comedy of like.
I partially feel like that, but at the same time, I just want them to stop.
I mean, yeah, so does she.
Yeah,
It's interesting because I didn't think I would see a show that uses like horror as the punchline and it still be as scary. Like, you think that would dilute it? Because as far as we know, they possibly can't do anything, and they're just ghosts and they go through everyone. It's just scary, but we don't know. Maybe if she acknowledges them, they'll be able to touch her and do something. We don't fucking know.
That's part of the hook to keep the suspense for the whole show.
I was very interested and surprised with this one.
Yeah.
She only seemed right off the bat knowledgeable with the stuff, though. She had, like, salt at the ready. She knew about the prayer beads.
Oh, yeah, she tried it right away.
Well, yeah, that's ghost superstition. Like, she's trying to figure out anything to get rid of these things. Cause
they went through so many prayer beads.
I really like that scene with like she goes to a shop to get some prayer beads, and there's like this old woman who actually is like a con artist, but actually kind of can see the spirit world.
Yeah.
So when she sees Miracle's plight, she gives her special magic infused beads.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just like puts them on, and we're expecting this moment to like, this is gonna do it. This is
the turning point.
Just immediately just shattered. She's like, right.
Before she's like, oh yeah, I was out of the game, but now the grandmother's back, baby. Yeah. And then she gets hit in the face with her beads. Pretty much gives up and goes home, I think was the ending of that episode.
I saw her in the starting like the opening credits.
Yeah, she's in the intro. So I think she's definitely gonna be an important character.
Yeah, I just saw that and I was like, please, like, part of me doesn't want her to be. I want that to be her grandmother's back, baby. Beat shattered, never comes up again because she's just destroyed.
Oh man,
she's just like, I can't.
It's weird to have that in a horror thing. Like, this genuine. I'm surprised. I'm baffled. I'm learning a lot.
That's why
I'm learning a lot from all these shows.
Yeah,
I'm learning a lot from these shows of what horror can be mixed with. It's not just straight slasher fix or chase scenes or
there's tons of like different, not even just shows, any kind of media, video games that have like classic horror elements and stuff. Like they have spooky ghosts and creatures and stuff in them, but like they're like for the most part they're action comedy or something else. There's that one zombie movie that was a romance.
Metroid's always pretty scary, but I had a gun. I could shoot things.
Thankfully the ones we all chose. She does not have a gun. Thankfully the ones we all chose were actual closest enough to horror themed. Yeah. There's some that are barely there, but we'll get to those. I think I've said pretty much all I want to.
As have I.
Anything has been discovered.
All right.
That being said, lads, I'm going to do the second show of the night. Second show of the night, and that is my choice. I had a lot of fun with the show, to be honest.
Yeah.
the concept of, hey, something went wrong, I went back in time, okay, now what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, there's a lot of mysteries with our protagonist, man.
Yeah, this show in particular is quite more of a drama than it is a horror,
It is listed as such, as
but there's
a
still a lot of suspense in it.
mystery sci-fi thriller drama.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
More than the straight up horror, but there was definitely horror moments, especially in the
Oh yeah.
second episode.
Who killed his mom in the past and done all these kidnappings?
Yeah, so basically 29-year-old, oh, I know his name. It's not Jotaro, fuck.
Let me check.
It was damn it. This is an easy one to remember too.
All right. I got the name. What do you think? I'll give you two guesses.
I'm thinking Kojo. It's something with a J and a K in it. I know that.
His last name has a J in it.
Fuck. Mikuro? No, that's someone else, right?
No. Satoru Fujinuma,
Okay, I was thinking of someone else then.
who is a 29-year-old struggling mangaka, aka manga artist,
Oh yeah, I forgot they brought that part up.
who was at the time working at a pizza place, doing pizza deliveries and shit. And he kind of just having a normal day until, like, bam, we hit the rewind button. We go back like a minute, and everything's the same, but he knows it's different as he explains to us his unique ability.
Yeah, he basically just has a special like birth defect or something
I don't
that
know.
makes time for him go back as much as like 5 to 30 seconds right before something tragic is about to happen, and it gives him a chance to stop it,
And
which he
decided-
usually does.
Yeah. He called it revival, and this one was there's a guy who fell asleep, got unconscious, overdosed something while on the wheel, and like driving a huge truck, which is terrible because he's not in control of the vehicle.
Yeah, about to crash into a little boy, but he manages to stop it and gets horribly injured.
Yeah, which I was like, ooh, and it's always that cut, like that cut. I have a very big fear of car crashes, so that, and I've had dreams where like that feeling of right before you hit and it cuts, it hit me.
Yeah, that's bad. I was honestly more startled by like the sound that plays when he has his revival. It's a fucking gunshot.
Yeah, which I wonder why that is. That could be interesting.
Hmm.
But he saves a little boy, gets to the hospital, and becomes slightly better friends with his coworker.
Yeah, which they barely talked before.
Yeah.
Then his mother shows up at his apartment, stays with him for a while.
Good shot.
He has
She
another.
does a good shot.
Good stab,
He has
sorry.
another. She has another. He has another revival at a outside a parking lot. And he doesn't exactly know what went wrong, and tries to look for it, and like kind of alerts his mother about it without actually telling her what his thing is.
Yeah.
But they still manage to stop it just by looking around.
And scaring off the person attempting to do a kidnapping.
Yeah.
You know, just regular old kidnapping.
But his mother does recall a moment like that happening before
In
in the past, but wasn't sure what to make of it.
So, like a proactive person, she actually goes and does some fucking research on this shit. Looks through old documents and news articles.
Hmm.
And kind of puts some pieces together that an incident similar to that happened when Sotaro was young. When he was a boy in 1988.
Yeah. Yeah, this the whole dates for this got me like messed up. Like
Yeah, man.
the show itself. Okay, I don't know when the manga released, but the anime was released in 2016. The show takes place in universe, present day, in 2006. In the past, it's 1988.
Yeah.
It was just confusing the first time.
The great future of 2022.
Yeah.
Some games said that. We're gonna have flying cars, man. There's no flying cars here, though.
I remember Street Fighter 2010.
But she finally figures this out and says, "Oh shit, oh fuck," and she goes to like call people, and I guess this investigating or the event before has alerted the person as, I guess, spoilers, but first episode spoilers. This is a pretty good hook because it really happens in.
Yeah, it sets up the rest of the series.
Does it happen in the first or second episode?
It's in the first one, the very end.
Okay. But the mom gets like killed. Like she's doing research and she thinks her son's come home, but then bam.
Yeah.
It's always jarring scene.
Like she does the stereotypical fucking victim thing. I gotta reach for my phone in front of the person who stabbed me. This seems like the best fucking idea.
I mean, it might be stereotypical, but like, if you're dying,
when you're dying,
you don't got much. You can't just like, oh, fake him out. I'll bleed. I'll fake out bleeding.
For literally anybody else.
I don't think I would reach for my phone though, because I would already know like this guy's gonna kick it away or he's gonna see me doing something.
At the moment,
I don't think that's what you're thinking about.
Judgment.
Yeah, like you're desperate, you're dying. This is the one thing I need to do.
When you're hit with a shock like that, and like you know that you're,
it's definitely not the smart thing to do, as it doesn't work, and that was so sad. It's like just trying to do one thing, and the guy just simply just like, let me just take that phone, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she dies in vain.
Yeah. So Satoru comes back to his apartment thinking his mom is alive and gonna make some more curry. She's not. He gets very frustrated as one of the neighbors sees the dead body that he opened up on, and immediately he gets paranoid, tries to run away. Police investigators already show up, and he just tries to run away because he doesn't want to be blamed for it.
It seemed like they might have actually been attempting to blame him.
Possibly.
Very bad scenario to be walked in on from a neighbor.
Yeah.
As the person who did it was casually walking away just before he got home.
Yeah, right past him.
Nothing happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, I understand this was a shock, more of a just to move out of shock. However, if you're approached by cops and they put suspicion on you for murder, don't run away.
Yeah, it just makes you look worse.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
But this fucking super shock of thinking he's about to be framed for his mom's murder as this dude just gets away scot-free unlocks something in revival.
Gives him another gigantic revival.
As instead of going back like a minute, yeah, it makes him go back 18 years. 1988.
Back in the age of Dragon Quest 3.
Yeah, man.
What level are you? Level 16. You suck. I'm at level 20. No, you're lying.
You're lying. You stupid. You can't beat a metal slime. You stupid.
I believe most of the series is going to be him just readjusting to his old school life back then and trying to figure out what exactly he needs to do. Well, we know what he needs to do, but what he needs to do to stop whatever tragedy happened. He assumes it's the death of his mother, but
as we
he's not 100% sure.
Yeah. But as we learn through him slowly remembering what he did, like, I don't remember what I fucking did 18 years ago. I don't know what the fuck that guy is. The kid. I don't fucking know him. But, going back to that life, seeing their mom alive again pretty much brings him to tears. Real sad. But he slowly has to try and figure out, with the little bit of hint he got from his mom, who, like, wrote down some of the stuff she was researching before he found her dead body. What he should be doing, like what could possibly prevent this happening all the way in the future where his mom dies, and that leads to him thinking it was these child kidnappings, which is what she was researching when she saw the almost kidnapping, on how one of his classmates got taken away and he blamed himself for that.
Yeah. That was gonna say. I think for the sake of time, we don't need to explain exactly all the steps they take to do it, but that's pretty much the premise.
He now has to figure out the day in which she got kidnapped, what she does, to then stop that and figure out what the fuck's going on and how to stop it, which is pretty suspenseful because he's also a kid.
Oh yeah.
He can't do much.
Yeah.
Like, he's reliant on adults, and we don't know who exactly killed it. Because I thought we knew. I thought it was very evident, but through the last episode,
Oh, that's
it
right.
might not be that easy, and there might be someone who we didn't even know was a part of the equation. We have to figure
Yep.
out who they were and why they did this, and the fact that they probably got away scot-free and how to not do that, and all this drama along with making me sad because I'm liking these characters, so I'm so afraid of losing the characters.
Yeah.
Really building up the childhood best friend being a shy girl but having a terrible life.
Yeah. He also has other of his like usual friend group that he just like readjust into.
Yeah, man. Got Fatty, Stinky, Brooklyn,
And the girl.
the girl, and the guy with the competent one.
Yeah. There's one part I just want to bring up when they're talking about video games, because like they just name drop like actual games that were out at this time, like Dragon Quest 3, and oh yeah, does he have a Famicom? But one thing one of them says, like, oh, one friend says to the other, oh, he only likes games like shooters, and like, what shooters were out in 1988?
Like those boomer shooters, right? Like Doom.
No,
Was that
Doom
out?
came out in like '93.
Maybe they're
They were probably
talking
thinking about
like,
side-scrolling shooters. Actually, I didn't think of that.
oh yeah, Contra.
That could probably be it.
That could probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
space
What about
I didn't say FPSs.
yeah,
shoot 'em up. Yeah,
shoot 'em ups.
that just threw me
Fantasy
off at
Zone,
first. 'cause-
maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah.
It just threw me off because like Doom. like
This is my
anything
early
was out.
copy of Doom. I got it. No,
Yeah.
my dad works at Bethesda Soft. It's hard because this is the least horror, but there is always this suspense
Oh yeah,
in can he do this? Will
lot of
things
the
go
thriller
out?
part.
Like we've seen him fucked up some scenes already. Like he isn't doing this perfect run where he's getting friends with the girl so he can know what happens. He's fucking up and doing things he did when he was a kid.
it's,
We're
it's
seeing him.
and sometimes he like events that happen, he'll remember them happening after he already went through them and realize he fucked up, or sometimes he'll do it beforehand and like he has an upper hand to do something else about it.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
And there's always the mystery of one, who did it, two, what is revival? How did he get
Yeah.
this? Does anyone else have this? How does this work? That's still a big mystery in the air that makes me interested in seeing more.
You know
Yeah.
what? You know what I respect the fuck out of the show? The small little jokes they fucking put in, like the
Oh yeah,
like when the mom's getting ready for the birthday party and he goes, "Mom, can I have 6 friends over?" "Yeah, that's fine." Fucking later on the night. "Wait, 6 friends? Do you have a girlfriend?" "Which?"
yeah. He's got the kid's got an inner commentary that's in his present day voice. That's pretty smarmy.
Like our season 1 show, Jawless Reincarnation.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Except this guy's
Very-
not a perv.
Yeah. In fact, he's he's getting flushed by holding hands. Like he
Yeah.
just doesn't know how to handle this.
Yeah, there was the one joke about when he was held hands with the girl he's trying to save, and it's like, I'm 29. Why am I getting flustered?
So, in technicality, is this show technically an isekai?
No, because it's not a different world. He
Oh, yeah.
was here, and he's still him. He didn't get a new body.
I guess you're right, but
got
like,
an
but he
old
went
body.
back in time with his brain, which I wish I could fucking do, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, go
I
back in
don't
time.
want to
like,
live through that.
No,
again.
no, 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 no,
I
no,
don't
no,
want to
no,
go
no,
back.
no. Hear me out. It might seem bad at first, but think about all the advantages you could fucking get, dude. You could fucking place bets in the Super Bowl before the Super Bowl even fucking happens.
Yeah, but then you had to go through like your whole life again.
Think about going through school all
18
over.
years.
Yeah, but you can make yourself some money doing it though.
Money is not worth it.
I don't know,
Money's not
man.
worth that time, dog.
I'd rather
Cracked all
do
the
like more practical stuff.
cracked all the dumb things.
That's just gonna make more dumb things. I've thought about that so many times. It's just gonna make
Yeah.
more dumb things.
Yeah.
And
Guess
also,
it's
it's still gonna be weird because then relationship stuff and stuff I don't want to go with.
Yeah, true.
Time travel is
Yeah.
wacky. That's why we don't have it yet. Except we do right now. Thomas Edison, show me.
No. No
Wait,
special guests.
wait. Yeah, our time travel ain't real.
Alright. James, what did you think of this?
Yeah, what about you?
Erased.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
it was great.
Let me say,
Also looks
But-
really nice. Like I don't think we talked
Oh,
about it. It
yeah.
looks really fucking
Oh yeah,
nice.
there's examples of great animation in it.
oh
It's
shit.
really good.
yeah, there's a lot of scenes that like took the cake on this for me. To me, in this listing, which I have a fun surprise about the next one on our list. to me, on the listings for what we had here, this has been the least horrific, but the most suspenseful and the most intrigued I've had thus far.
Yes.
Like,
And
more than any of these, and it's not to shell any of them out, not to say none of them had grabbed me at all. It's just, this has me the most interesting to see what the future holds. No pun intended, I suppose.
He's got to get back to the past or back to the present. I don't know.
Right. I'm like, yeah, with the animation especially, I'm glad somebody like touched on that right before I got to it. The animation has been such a delight. Like the way they handle some of these scenes, even with the background music and everything in the background sounds just, man. This one had me. I wanted to watch more and just start diving into it.
It feels more like an anime movie than an anime show, and that's real nice.
Yeah,
it does kind of.
That's kind of a good way to put it. It
also has a live action film, so you know it's doing great.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, from the get-go, I didn't expect. I expected like kind of a recurring thing of the 1 to 5 minutes that it presented real early on. And
they immediately broke their rule. They immediately set up a rule and broke it hard.
Yeah, just shattered it at any rate.
Can he have multiple? Like, can he get revival while having revival? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's why I've enjoyed it. Like this has been a lot for me to really cling to, was the fact that like they just set up a precedence for the show, and then or a premise for the show, and then like immediately, hey, here's guidelines, but let's just fucking demolish those right off the rip.
I guess to be fair, he was the one who thought of them. Like, so I guess he didn't really know his powers. It wasn't strict. This is how it works. Like, that's just what he thought.
Yeah, even the synopsis of the show says that like he like just the Funimation description. He's like powers. He has no idea how they work. I can't remember the exact Funimation wording. But it basically said, like, powers he can't control, or he works with and survives alongside of, just, like, kind of goes off of that. But I still had a feeling. I was like, okay, well, maybe he's going to work on it. And he's working on it 18 years in the past.
Yep.
But yeah, this has been nothing but a delight thus far. I wanted to say ahead of time, though, I goofed a little bit.
You goofed?
How'd
you goof? What's the goofy goof?
Did you watch an extra episode?
No, not on Erased.
Okay.
I didn't reread the edited list. I did not watch Paranoia Agent. I watched Junji and the Junji Ito collection.
Oh. What?
Well, that's gonna make this spot interesting.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad, honestly.
Yeah, it'll just be me not speaking on Paranoia Agent.
Yeah.
So I think I can pretty confidently say Paranoia Agent probably won't be out, because it might be my favorite of the 5 so far.
Into that, let's get into that with our opinions.
All right. Paranoia Agent.
Right.
This is why.
Okay, so this the one we all picked for like the collab?
Yeah.
Like we were all like, I was interested because I've heard this name before watching this, but I never knew anything about it.
Yeah, this anime aired on Adult Swim. I don't know how long ago, before they started their Toonami block.
Immediately unsettled.
Yeah.
A show is not frame 1 unsettled me with an opening.
Wait.
No, we need your live reaction to this. I'm grabbing a video. We need your live reaction to this fucking opening.
Just knowing that the synopsis of the show, the name, the title, and everything, knowing all that, knowing it's horror, and then seeing the opening, it's a big case of whiplash.
We're gonna get a live, folks. Folks, we're doing it live.
Yeah.
16 years ago, 4.7 million views.
Huh?
Actually, I should probably check the quality of this before I send it.
Main reason I wanted to, I think this was like my second suggestion basically. Main reason I wanted to was that I heard like it's a classic being aired on Adult Swim so long ago.
So,
Alright, yep, it's fine. Alright, James. Alright, here we go. It's a little loud, so make sure it's not blaring in your ear.
Paranoia Agent
Intro.
is what made me say earlier that I'm so glad we made that 3-episode ruling for. Episode 1 and 2 was very good, and I'll get more into detail on it. But they were very confusing. They left a lot of questions. 3 just kind of like opened Pandora's box for me, and it was like, oh my fucking Christ.
Holy shit, episode 3.
Interesting.
Give us your live
Yeah.
commentary, James. I want to hear what you're thinking.
Oh, we're just obviously watching as we go.
Yeah, I said it to him right now. I said it to him right the fuck
Oh,
now.
bro, we don't have the time for that.
It's a minute. Yes. Yeah.
Pretty good intro.
Fucking 11 o'clock at night. I'm about to go to bed. Fuck it. I'm gonna watch one more episode.
Yeah.
And then this comes up.
Oh man.
Fucking.
Anyway, Paranoia Agent is more of a partial anthology style show. All revolving.
Synopsis on. Yes, James?
All right. I have an idea.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be able to talk on this one anyway, and obviously I'm going to need to catch up if this isn't the one that gets voted out, and I don't have a reason that I should be able to vote on this, because I don't know what it's about other than this horrific smiley and like anime. Somebody, one of you, text me or call me when you guys are done with Paranoia Agent talk.
Alright.
I will be on standby
okay.
on my phone in the living room.
Got
Just-
it. Okay.
Somebody text or call me, and I will jump in after that, so that next week, as long as this is not the one to get voted off, that I
Catch
Yeah,
up.
we'll keep
just-
it.
yeah, that I can
we'll
just
keep it
catch
a
up.
surprise for you.
Hey,
Alright.
James, can I make a request?
don't sit down and fall asleep.
Yes, but no. Next time you see Billy and or Zach, you should totally just play that song and just start bobbing your head back and forth, smiling.
And laughing.
Yeah, and laughing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Really just jumper cables to jump someone's car, but when if he gets home within the time frame you guys are still talking about this, sure. I'll just walk in and I'll just have this playing on the TV and I'll just be smiling and laughing. Yeah. No context. So
Great
sweet.
opening.
Yeah. I'll be on
Alright.
I'll be on standby on my phone. Someone just text or call me. Don't message in Discord because
Alrighty.
it will probably not go
It'll
through
get eaten up.
immediately.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Okay.
As I said,
Through,
go on, Nick. The other
through
synopsis.
Wikipedia, it says us a little simple. The plot relays between a large cast of people affected in some way by this phenomenal, usually little slugger, or the detectives who are chasing him. Each character becomes the focus of the story, which becomes relevant to their secret lives and the truth about Little Slugger. They slightly connect to each other.
So basically, there is this killer going around.
Quote
Onto
unquote
his-
killer.
Yeah. Who hasn't done any killing yet from what we've seen. But in the form of a young boy in roller skates and a baseball bat with a baseball cap on. What they call Little Slugger. And essentially the show takes the form of an anthology of other characters being affected by this attacker in some way or another. And each subsequent episode also features a character that had some sort of relation to the last character covered in some way.
As we start with, I'm assuming our main character, because they don't just disappear after the first episode. They
Yeah,
keep getting
all of them
their
are
own
pretty
little-
recurring so far.
Yeah. The first character, your girl, was cartoon creator.
Tsukiko Sagi.
Was put on,
Yeah.
was put on under a lot of pressure from her work. Like, hey, you know, your cartoon character's cute and all, but we need another one.
Hey,
like,
you
a
made
character
Hello
designer.
Kitty. Make him again. Make a new
Yeah.
Hello Kitty for me, please. Please? Please? By Monday? By Monday.
Just puts a lot of pressure on her, which she goes out, gets a little paranoid, and then whack. Oh, and fucking old lady. Old lady. Man, I hope they hit upon her again. She's in the intro.
Oh yeah,
I think everyone in the intro is gonna be seen and
in some
involved.
form or another.
But she gets whacked, and then she kind of goes to the hospital, and then makes a big deal out of it, where she kind of can't work for a while because she was hospitalized, and she needs to get reports on who this little slugger is,
Mhm.
trying to remember anything, as she's a bit different from most people. She's shy and a bit, I don't want to say slow, that's not the right word.
After her attack, at least, she's very like reclusive, just to talk about anything.
True.
And like how the one cop's like, I know you just got into head, but you gotta fucking talk. Like, sir, come on now.
Talk.
Yeah.
She gets interviewed by some cops who are trying to obviously find out this assailant. And a not cop dude who's kind of keeps pestering her to, like, I think he's trying to get some bounty to pay his debts because he's not a very good man. He's a very sleazy
Yeah, he's
man.
trying to like exploit her to like admit that there's a. I don't remember exactly what his goal was, but it wasn't good. He's definitely trying to exploit the victim of it.
They never really got into detail, which is a big problem was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got like little glimpses with phone calls, but they always got cut off because he was doing shit.
I'm really hoping
He's
there's a future episode with it, with that's just on him, like before thing.
There might be. Considering he already got attacked, though, maybe not.
Yeah, he pesters enough to the point of getting attacked himself,
Yeah.
putting him in the hospital, ending the episode. But not before we find out her little cute fucking
Oh, yeah,
animal Maromi, who she'd been like holding around for a while, starts moving on its own and talking.
Yeah,
Dude,
the
it's
little
like fucking-
a little plush character that she designed just starts talking to her.
Which is
And
some of the
basically
most-
like convincing
God.
like quelling her, telling her not to be paranoid, get it, about
Yeah.
Little Slugger anymore, or like anything else that's going on that she's just watching. Because
Very
she
much
watches news reports of all the attacks happen throughout the rest of the episodes.
Don't think about it. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Nothing bad's happened. Like that kind of energy coming from a boy. I don't know if she's freaked out or not, if she's accepted this. I don't know. It's one of the
It's very
layers
weird
of
with her.
weirdness this show has as we see more and more layers.
Yeah. She's probably might be the main character because she's the most recurring one so far.
Yep.
But not sure.
Unlike the other ones, we then, after that story, follow a different set of characters.
Yeah, we meet popular boy of a school who, just because he dresses and looks somewhat like the description of Little Slugger, gets bullied.
Oh yeah, some pretty boy, I'm the best in my class, Ichi, fucking
Etchy.
work, who seems like a nice guy until you learn he's one of those people who's like, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, I deserve
Yeah.
everything. Where he starts having these fucking little daydream moments of everyone fucking praising the shit out of him, that he's better
Yep.
than Jesus.
And that
Also,
goes
like,
then go on.
I also like that he's voiced by Johnny Youngbosh, aka Ichigo Kurosaki.
Oh, he was,
So
of
the,
course he
so the
was.
Ichi thing was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it keeps going.
Wait, was
Until
that fucking
some-
Bosch?
Yeah, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
Johnny
dude.
Youngbosh.
I don't know.
Oh, dude, I'm proud of him. He's been around for a
Yeah.
while.
He's
I mean, this is
doing-
an old dub.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, you're right.
2004.
Anyway, all of his things come crashing down when a rumor breaks out that he might be the Little Slugger, the attacker, the assailant.
He's good
And
at
a lot of people
baseball,
believe
he
him.
has fucking roller skates. He's a young boy.
Got the baseball cap. He
Baseball
falsely accuses another student in his school who happens to be running against him because he's also running to be student council president,
'Cause of course
thinking that
is.
he made up the rumors about him, and just like is just so secretly vindictive against him that wants to like take
Immediate-
his revenge on him.
Yeah, me, nice guy turned vindictive as soon as something seems to be going wrong. That
Yeah.
type of fucker.
He keeps calling him fat too. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh yeah, he was so like, you fat little bitch, you piece of shit. Hey man, like that kind of. Also, this is drawn by Studio Madhouse, which is why it looks so cool.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
different, like
Yep.
not the normal anime.
Yeah, the character designs, they actually like look like Japanese people. It's very nice. Instead of like the big-eyed and typical anime multi-character.
Man, I
that
want
design.
my bright blue hair character though.
Yeah. A bunch of stuff happens until eventually he meets with his what was his name? Shit.
Let me check. He also has a tutor that is the only person like is his friend currently, as everyone's
yeah.
starting to hate him in school.
Yeah.
What's the kid's fucking?
Ichi gets just more and more
Shugo? Something
Shugo.
Shugo. Ushiyama.
Got it. Actually, this is probably worth mentioning now. This is where this part, towards the end of the second episode, is where I kind of piece together why this show is called Paranoia Agent. Because, at the pretty much at the climax of the episode, Shichi takes, fuck, I forgot his name already again. Shugo. They start walking home to school together, and like he's still secretly plotting to do something to him.
After fucking up and looking like bullying him, like yelling at this dude, like he's not being a nice person.
Yeah, he gets it in his head that like, oh, if I do something about him, or if the little slugger doesn't kill and like gets rid of him, then I'll get all the attention back or something. Even though it's absolutely not going to happen. Then eventually it does attack him, and then he comes back to attack Ichi, at which he is both terrified and relieved at the same time when that happens.
In a very fucking surreal moment where like he's so paranoid because he thinks everyone's gonna blame him at school because that guy got knocked out and he was seen bullying him before, and then he gets like thrown, like his mom comes into his room and then he starts going like crazy with paranoia, like runs out the room, runs out the house, sees people, and the visuals are fucking crazy. I don't know how to fully describe this part.
The visuals are great in that. But then all of his paranoia basically gets quelled after he gets attacked and wakes up in the hospital next to his tutor and realizes that now people won't think that he's the killer or the attacker anymore.
Yeah, because he got victim, he got fucked up.
Yeah.
And then episode 3 opens up and makes everything so fucking clear that how everyone who got attacked just seemed happier. Like the little slugger was just doing everyone a fucking favor.
Yeah, I pieced that together after the second episode.
This guy connected through the teacher, his substitute, not private tutor, who had been like the one person kind of cheering him on. This episode starts to become about her and her
double life.
Her double life
as a sex worker.
Yeah.
Which, on the face of it, shouldn't be an issue, aside from the fact that she herself is very, like, seems to have a multiple personalities disorder of sorts with this double life.
Wikipedia says dissociative identity disorder.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know the straight term for it, but yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. She goes on a fucking trip.
Yeah. I don't know if we can describe most of the stuff in this one.
Oh
but...
no, dude. Fucking tries to pack away her shit. Fucking doesn't work. Tries to throw away her shit. Doesn't work.
Tries very hard to just go on with her normal life of getting a random proposal from another faculty member at school, getting married, trying to go with them, but her other life as a sex worker keeps coming back, and she also keeps leaving messages to herself in her other persona, just telling her that she won't ever be able to escape.
Man,
it's this weird way where she's talking to herself, like she calls through her phone, leaves the fucking message for her to hear, as she's being two different people, and it's fucking crazy.
It's very tense.
I was honestly ready at some point by the end, like after she threw away her shit, that split personality, the one split personality would just end up killing her husband instead. I was ready. I was so ready for that ending.
A way that was crazy, like after a while, like we saw a little bit first. We started with the alter ego, but then we started getting back to the normal life of her.
Yeah.
And then like we weren't seeing the other scenarios. Like it kept cutting, and she kept like almost awakening back to like herself, and not knowing what happened with her altered self. She keeps getting like these bits of information where like she apparently talked to her husband. She apparently fucking tried to quit her job, then rejoined. And one
It's
weird thing
suspenseful.
is very like this. James said it before with the last one, but this is the episode that had me the most glued to the screen.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't know how it was gonna happen. And this came from a character that was just such a side character in Ichi's story. Like, oh yeah, the nice teacher lady. Oh, that's cool. What's up with her? One thing that I'm not sure how related it is. I don't know if this is based off of something or not. Because I've seen this exact premise in American Dad.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna bring that up.
With an episode where Roger goes through the exact same thing. Roger's an alien who has multiple. He wears costumes and wigs because he's bored and he just wants to have some. They all have like different characters, and then two of his characters start fighting in the exact same way, and I'm freaking out.
I'm not sure if it's based off of another movie or not, or it could be based off of this. I'm not sure, but
don't know.
I'm pretty sure this is a trope, for lack of a better term, no matter how often it shows up.
Maybe, but the fact they also talk through fucking the fax machine, like it makes me wonder: did American Dad make an episode based off of this episode? It's
I'm
crazy.
not sure either.
That was also one of my favorite American Dad episodes.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite episodes here.
Yeah.
I'm really seeing the difference between, as we saw with like Morocco-chan and this, the difference between psychological horror and normal horror. And I'm really seeing the contrast between the two clashing.
Yeah.
It keeps you thinking and guessing about what exactly is happening and what's going to happen next. Because you do not know. But once again, she gets attacked by the paranoia agent.
The little slugger.
Yeah.
At the end, when she's fucking getting like mentally, she starts seeing herself.
Yeah,
she
has, like,
starts dragging herself, and it's very good visual things where sometimes you see, like, you only see a silhouette of her where she's sort of dressed up like her alternate personality, but sort of not, and you can like just see like the breaking she's having with her mind. It's very intense, despite the fact that technically it's just one person in their mind.
Oh yeah, that's
like
still the scariest part of it, though.
Yeah, nothing physically is endangering them at all, but it's all in their mind that's fucking them up until a little slugger goes whack, and then people are starting to notice like they feel pretty alright after getting hit by a little slugger.
Oh yeah, the other most important reoccurring characters in this are the investigators that are trying to find and capture little slugger.
Yeah,
they start noticing that the victims start feeling better after they've been attacked at the very end of this episode.
Because none have been in coma so far. Each one is woken up.
Yeah,
besides possibly the fat guy that we saw in episode 1. He hasn't woken up yet.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't know about him.
I don't remember if they
ever checked up on him or not. Almost brings clarification to the intro too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That intro is 0 to 100. I don't like immediately to describe it. It's people laughing in bad scenarios. Someone's laughing at the top of the
Are you telling me this will not be your fucking intro?
It could be.
It could be. It's an immediate tone setter. It's an immediate tone setter. And how, like, the ending's also very unsettling. Mystery, which is all the characters knocked out in a ring in the field with the giant plush just around them.
Yeah. It's a contrast to the opening, but it's still unsettling.
It's unsettling in a completely different way. Tell
Yeah.
James to come back. I need a second. I gotta use it.
Okay. I got
A
you.
BRB as well. Yeah, I might as well set this to be the BRB screen.
Alright, sounds good.
Puppies?
Oh, cool. There we go. Alright, those two
Yeah.
had to be right back, so we went to a BRB screen for the stream.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I goofed. I'm like,
that's alright.
I am back.
I'll have you know though, Junji's pretty cool.
That's good to know.
Great.
It didn't. I know it didn't make the final list of what to go on here, but it's actually
Alright.
pretty dope.
Hurry, convince it. Put it in right now. Hurry, throw a wrench in the plan.
Oh,
There's stuff and there's horror and it's an anime. The winner is.
Yeah, look at.
I mean, it's kind of interesting considering that one is also an anthology series, like an actual anthology.
Hey.
Kind of like how this one is. So, there's that.
Yeah.
Boy, I can't wait to talk about the next one.
How do we?
This is the one I saw yesterday late at night.
I mean, I saw them all besides today. Later.
Oh.
Myself in premium time. School Life also has a live action film.
Oh, of course it does.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Yep,
I'm ready.
we're all here.
Yeah.
Ready. Alright, our next show. School Live.
Cool live.
A more of a cuter side of the horror genre.
Yeah, it's a nice show.
Yeah, a very nice show. Nothing bad's happening in the show. Absolutely nothing.
Yep. Yeah, I just picked a slice of life and put it in the horror thing.
Slice of
Everyone
life,
just has to
happy-
deal with it.
A very
Def-
happy pink-hatted girl is just enjoying her school life. Nothing to be concerned about. Nope.
Definitely not a horror psychological thriller slice of life show. Definitely not that.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
no
so-
zombie. There's no zombies trying to eat them.
Yeah, if anyone's familiar in any way with Madoka Magica, it's a similar situation to that, except
Sort of.
with more of a horror edge instead of it just being violent.
Yeah, it's more in the. It seems very cutesy, but it has stuff underneath it.
Yeah.
Where Madoka like took time to do it and then happened. This kind of is there from the get go. We're trying not to say exactly what it is
Yeah.
for the interested twist, but you can obviously
Yep.
just look it up. In any
It does, yeah, it does tell you what the twist in the synopsis, but try to go in as blind as you can. We're gonna try to describe it without giving away what exactly happens as best we can.
All right, question: specifically for this one, did everyone else watch it dubbed or subbed? I watched it dubbed.
I watched
I
it.
watched it dub.
I saw it subbed on Crunchyroll.
Okay.
I didn't know there was a dub.
How are the
Oh, wait.
voices for you?
Wait, what?
How are the voices for you in subbed?
They're pretty good. Typical. None of them are annoying or anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to get into that. I mixed it up. I watched a different one. Dub. This is one I watched subbed.
Oh yeah,
All right.
I didn't know there
So-
was a dub for this.
Yeah.
I thought this was a newer one.
I watched the dub.
I thought this was a newer anime, but it was made in like 2016, 2017.
Yeah, our
It's still
newer-ish
newish.
animes. Roku-chan. Raised
Yeah,
in
it's the newest one.
2011, 2012.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one's sort of unlike the other ones, horror in an interesting way. It follows 4 to 5 characters, 4 schoolgirls and 1 teacher,
Faculty member
faculty member,
and a dog.
and a dog. Can't forget the dog. As we kind of follow their daily lives in the school living club, which seems to do a lot of various things. Plant vegetables and fruit on the top roof garden, of patrolling, of making sure going to class and cooking and cleaning and shit like that. It's a very much all around.
Basically just
club.
living at school.
Yes, as they need to,
Yeah,
because
for reasons. Yeah, the twist will give
Because
out.
what kind
Wait.
of club goes?
okay. So wait, I think I'm mixing up the twists because there's technically 2 different twists.
What's the...
The one specifically for Yuki, I thought, was the twist we're not gonna say.
Okay, oh, like the one that was in the synopsis?
I mean, it's sort of in the synopsis.
So the twist... Okay, so the first twist happens at the end of the first episode.
Yes.
Do we realize what situation they're living in? That's not the one you're talking about, right?
I'm more talking about specifically Yuki was, I thought, the twist we weren't gonna mention.
Okay. Well, yeah, we definitely shouldn't mention that one either.
If we're not talking about that one too, then I'm not sure how to describe this. Because
Yeah,
the
this
following
is
2
tough
episodes are
Okay, well,
about
actually,
that.
You could just give a spoiler warning here for anyone watching. Basically,
Okay.
if you want to go into this show as blind as you can, please mute the stream now or leave, come back later or something.
It's a very interesting take on a certain aspect of slice of life combining with horror, is what I'll say before any things.
So for those of you who do not want the first twist revealed to you, this is your warning now. We'll start to get into it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Everyone's dead, motherfuckers.
Okay. This takes place in a slice of life scenario where they are, in fact, in the middle of a zombie plague, zombie invasion.
Yep.
Where they are stuck at school because it's not safe outside.
And
Yep.
poor main character does not see it. We're choosing not to see it.
Yeah, we don't know why, but for some reason, the main lead, the pink-haired girl in the hat, does
She's
not know any of this is happening. Is either having delusions of it or something for some reason.
A lot of this show is like, first it's just like, haha, happy fun time school and shit, but then twists you with showing what actually is happening.
Yeah, pretty much all the first episode is just like a generic slice of life comedy thing until the twist happens.
But you see very tiny hints, and because I read the synopsis, I saw where those hints were. I was like, oh shit.
There was one in particular. There was just one in particular where I was very much questioning. It's like, why are all these desks barricading this one hallway?
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, that was my biggest tip off. Like, wait a minute, something's not right here.
Why are
the
they
hell is that
wistfully
there?
looking over the thing? No one said anything thought-provoking.
Why
or
is all the
sad.
background characters white?
Well, not detailed. obviously.
Detailed,
Why
yeah,
are they all
detailed.
white?
You know my
Yeah.
fucking mess.
Yes.
Not Japanese.
Um,
Oh man.
yeah.
Well, there was a few characters that were not background, like the main
Yeah,
character talked to, but
some characters had more detail than others.
Yeah. Let me just say, like, this out of the shows made me the most anxious because
me too.
because again, this is one where I mentioned your boy Billy sat through all 3 episodes.
The
with me.
unofficial 5th member, really.
Yeah. And we're just sitting here like, what's it gonna be? Who's gonna die? If the dog dies, I'm turning this off and I'm not talking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
Like,
at the end of the at the end of the first episode during the credits, I was like frantically searching. I was like, okay, is the dog there? Is the dog a delusion too? Is he good? But yeah, he's fine.
yeah, like the anxiousness of the whole first episode. And I ain't no bitch. I'll be outright with it. Like, in all of the searches, that I had for this. The reveal, not like bawling, but had me in tears because I was like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just her. She's the only one. I'm like losing it. I'm like, oh
Yep.
no, God, no. Like
a-
this is. Go ahead.
There was a point, I think it was in the second episode, I don't remember exactly when it was, but that the main character was hugging one of either the group of the other characters or just one of them, and just saying how much he appreciates them, and that guy got me emotional. Just knowing the
Yeah.
situation that they're all in.
Yeah, this is a very different, because every time I think of zombie outings, I think of like people with guns and like
Yeah, it
Last
usually
of
goes
Us, where
in the
people
action
trying to
of it.
survive, running around, dealing with zombie hordes, and
Hmm.
more action. Or people who are directly involved, like a Resident Evil, like you know who's directly involved. You're with the government. You're gonna try and stop this shit.
Yeah.
But they're just a bunch of schoolgirls.
Yeah, the most arsenal they have is a shovel.
A shovel.
They just have one character that goes on patrols regularly to get any stragglers that happen to be getting too close to the barricades. That's
Yeah,
it.
and we're already not pretending like the group is trying to survive, but we're already not even pretending like these girls just snapped right into like full combat arsenal mode. Like the one girl with the shovel's it. Like, it's exactly
that's
as you guys.
And
It's
she's
as
having
you guys described.
she's fucking not
PTSD.
doing well. Yeah, PTSD.
Yeah.
With the first time she had to kill, which was when this event sort of happened.
Yeah. And all the girls basically have like their own role to play in the apocalypse setting that they also have to like play off as like just being part of the school for
Yeah,
the main character's sake.
for Yuki.
Yeah.
Because that's the part I'm very interested in, is the slice of life part where they explain how are they still have energy, how do they still have food, is they
Yeah.
grow their own through the rooftop because they have access to it. They have solar panels in the school, and the third episode involved them having to make a quick trek into like essentially the like cafeteria of the
Yeah.
school to get more provisions. They had
Yep.
to like do like a scout run, go there, and then come back.
And also it's the library to get some books for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more study books and manga.
Yeah. I actually think this is more closer to the start of the outbreak, what we're seeing in the show, than like it would probably be like a few months, if that,
Yeah.
after the events. It feels like.
Yeah, it's weird because we don't know how it started. We don't know how far
Yeah.
it's gone. They wonder like, is this just in Japan? Is this just in their area? Is the rest of the world dealing with this shit? Is someone coming for them?
Yeah.
They have
That's
no
always, like,
idea.
That's always like my biggest point of anxiousness and suspense in any zombie apocalypse thing, is like, how far is this gonna reach? Is it ever gonna get resolved? Is anyone gonna come in and save them? That's always like my biggest thing. It's like, is this gonna end in disaster, or is there gonna be some sort of saving grace?
We have
I
no
don't know.
idea. We don't know how it started either. We get a little bit of a glimpse of like the day before on
Yeah.
how everyone came to school, and it felt like a normal day through the perspective of the teacher.
Yeah.
But even then, that still doesn't explain enough and raises some more questions.
Oh yeah.
But you see that they care for each other, and there's genuine trying to still learn, like still trying to teach Yuki like in school, and
Mhm.
still trying to not just be consumed by despair and shit
Yeah.
in
Well,
this scenario.
they very much have to keep up the illusion of like, they had to keep teaching her and doing stuff for her to just still think that it's part of school.
But even then, she also is like the one kind of giving hope of a normal life.
Yeah.
They're not just doing this like, oh, we have to. Why can't you just get it? No, they're actually trying to keep that, and maybe
Mhm.
some of that will be with them to be this hope that we can return to a normal life.
Yeah, there was one line one of them said in regards to like doing this for Yuki. It's like, as long as she's living a normal life, I don't see what's wrong with it. Us doing this, basically.
Because she is fully blown delusion.
Yeah.
She's talking to people that don't exist. She's going into classrooms thinking everything is a nice, neat thing, when in fact it's
Yeah.
in disarray.
Yeah, that was one thing. Oh man, in the first episode, after the reveal happened, that you like if you go back and watch the first episode, you'll catch it. Is when they're trying to catch the dog that's gone run away through the classrooms. The one girl that's with Yuki the whole time, trying to get her, is just yelling into the classrooms, searching for the dog, and she says, "Oh, stop! They're having class," but she doesn't care because she doesn't see that because those people in the classroom are just illusions.
Which at first it's kind of like played off as, oh, that's a funny little thing. She's not paying attention, but
Yeah.
no, that's actually.
That's the thing you catch on a second. Well, I didn't watch second viewing. I just pieced it together after the fact.
This is a very interesting setting that I feel like I haven't seen before, and it's again didn't think slice of life and horror would mix, but here
Yep.
I am being proven once again wrong on what horror can do.
Yeah. Never seen a twist format like this.
They also changed the opening to be all nice and cuddly until the second episode where you know the twist, and then they
Yeah.
slightly change it.
There's like one scene or two scenes that are changed.
Yeah,
Like there's a shot outside the school and you can see the zombies, and then another one that's like a jump cut part where one of them just has zombies in it.
Yeah. One of the first things that like smacked me, if we haven't already directly mentioned it by this point, is like the scene where she like sighs and puts her like they're on the roof again. First episode, and she put I'm bad at names. Purple haired girl.
Yeah, the faculty member, teacher.
Do you remember? Megan.
No, the dark purple haired girl,
Okay.
the shovel girl.
Okay.
She like pauses and is having a conversation, and then the camera
Gloomy.
reels out of the outside of the school during the daytime. And I don't know if everyone caught this right off the bat, but we saw like a bunch of figures out in the courtyard. And if you pause it right there, right then, you see some of the figures that are in the courtyard hunched over.
Ooh.
Like, this is mid-first episode.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
definitely didn't catch
Yeah, I
that.
didn't see that.
Yeah, like, so it just shows them on the roof, and then the pink-haired girl, main character,
Yuki.
she goes back down the stairs, and then you see purple-haired girl approached by the girl that's the main member of the taking care of the plants. She goes up to talk to her, and they're just kind of like, I think she makes a mention of like how long they can keep this up, something along those lines, and then we see a pan out of the courtyard, and if you pause it, like overall view of the school and then the courtyard, if you pause it right there, you see a couple of figures hunched over. And I caught that on the way by, and then Billy, he's like, I was like, oh no. And Billy's like, what happened? I was like, I'll come back 10 seconds, and I reeled it back, and he's like, oh no!
Yeah, I did not catch that. I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Yeah, no, it like that's when it hit me early on. Part of me wishes I didn't either, but like it hit me right there. It's just like, oh, this is one of those subtle hints, and it hit me right there to like think back of what I saw. Then I recognized the hallway that was bunched up with desks by that
Yeah,
point.
that was one that tipped me off.
Yeah, the cover up over the sign for their club room.
Oh,
Yeah, like-
that too.
That sent me, like, as soon as I saw the courtyard thing, it sent me on this spiral backwards to like, oh no, oh god,
And you
no.
started all the hints, and it started connecting, and then it climaxed with the shot.
Yep.
You know the shot.
Yeah, like the both the literal and the figurative glass breaking.
She just closes the window,
Yeah.
not realizing it's broken.
Yeah, that's very good at first episode. Very good at like teasing and then showing.
Yeah.
One more interesting thing for theory with episode 3, as we kind of saw a scene in episode 2 get connected to it, where Shovel Girl had to kill her crush who got zombified, and it
Yep.
was very fucking traumatic. But we also saw that Yuki saw that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. interfered with it even. So we know she has seen and registered that. She even sees another zombie and registered as a monster. So I don't
Yeah.
know how deep or not deep this delusion is for her.
Yeah. Pretty much the other big question besides the zombie outbreak part is that what caused Yuki to start having these delusions and think everything is okay in the school?
Was it just a
It's not.
coping mechanism? We don't know.
Yeah.
There's a
Now-
lot of questions. Like most of these all have questions to keep going, and that's gonna make getting rid of one hard.
Yeah.
They're all building up to something, and we're going to say, "All right, no more building. You go now." It's gonna be hard.
Well, I guess with that being said, since we're ready to move on to our last show.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, time to move on to the oldest show in our arsenal. Oldie, but I found a lot of scare elements into it. Serial Experiment Lane.
1998.
Definitely the trippiest.
Let me say, I never felt spooked from a show so much in my life than when they had the email that went, "God is here," and I'm like, oh.
Yes, yes. Oh my god,
That's
I
the
hate
fucking
that so much.
God.
Oh man.
Like that actually felt like that actually sent chills down my spine. I'm like, oh, that's something.
Yeah,
okay.
same here.
So
Really
I
bad.
gotta know. Did you all watch in Japanese and heed my warning, or did someone watch
Yeah,
in English?
I was already watching in Japanese before you sent that.
James.
I was
Thank
I
you.
did- I decided to sit through it dubbed because I wanted some variants.
I did not do that. I wanted Japanese. I wasn't gonna trust that. They
It
don't
was
even like
bad.
say a whole lot of like words even in
Yeah,
the sub.
this is the trippiest show. Despite
didn't
what we
say a
said
lot of
about
words in
Paranoia Agent, this is like the trippiest
So,
of the show.
so the big problem with the English dub is, since a lot of Japanese words can be longer sometimes, there was just bouts of long periods of silence in between each sentence, and it just made it like really fucking dumb.
There kind of was that already, but
Yeah.
for the most part, their sentences they did speak in Japanese were pretty short. Like
Yeah, it was like, to my understanding, because I read a little bit versus just briefly, like I read a little bit of what the Japanese sub showed versus the dubbed, and just because I knew you had suggested the subbed is the reason I sat through the dub. There wasn't a whole lot of difference other than us having to hear our dumb language and our
Oh.
dumb voice acting by 1998 in the form of dubbed.
so yeah. For the actual synopsis of the show,
This is the one you picked, right, Mike?
yeah, this is the one I picked. It's only
Give,
the only reason that I remembered it. There was an old YouTube video in I think 2009 or so called Top 10 Weirdest Animes. And I barely just recalled this being one of the entrants. I think this was like number 8 or 9.
Oh, bro.
this is the same one I
isn't
watched that
it
made me
weird?
watch Excel Saga.
Yes, it's that one.
Oh, that one, that legend.
Yeah,
This for sure is me, damn dog.
yeah. So I pretty much the only thing I knew about it beforehand. It's pretty trippy, and there's just a few select scenes of absolute like weirdness going on. And yeah, we could tell that right away for the visual style of this show. It's definitely the most experimental.
Mhm.
It's the oldest, but very experimental. Like, I feel like we haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, we
I'm trying to
haven't.
figure out how to say something.
It's hard to, honestly.
There's a girl, her
Is
name
there-
is Lan. She is the main character.
Yeah.
She is quiet.
She's
and
very
Her
mysterious.
friend,
in
her
the
friend
first-
took her life and they interact through her.
If you are upset by themes of suicide or depression, this is not for you. This
No.
show
Oh,
is
yeah.
not for you.
It opens
This
up
show
with
is
it.
immediately.
Yeah.
I was trying to say I found a lot of scenes to be dumb in this one. I don't think I enjoyed this one as much as the other four.
I was
It had a lot of spookiness, and I think out of the other four shows, this was the more spookier of the four animes.
I think this one intrigued me the most
It's the weirdest one by far.
Or
Even
at least
Paranoia Agent.
at least in the
not as good.
beginning. Yeah, this one definitely intrigued me the most, at least in the beginning. It started to lose steam a little bit by the 3rd episode, but by then it already has like enough happening in it to
It's
get me want to watch the next episode.
it's maybe I put maybe about the internet because there's these things called navies, and they're connected to the wire, and they're like
Yeah.
what was be perceived as the supercomputers at the time were like these huge bulking monstrosities instead of the tiny compact shit we got now.
Yeah. Basically, there is like a virtual world of sorts within this show's universe.
We haven't seen much of it yet, or if we have, it's hard to distinguish from the real world, which might be
Yeah.
a theme. Not sure.
By the end of the 3rd episode, Lane is building something to get her to get into the basically other world, the Wire, it's called.
We had weird scenes with the friend jumping off the building and dying, but saying she's still alive and that God is with them.
Yeah.
Which is, again, getting email from a dead person's already scary enough.
That's pretty much the thing that kicks off the whole plot, is that Lane gets the email from another classmate that is dead, but she still got the email from them afterwards. That causes her to be interested in trying to contact her some way, or do something with her.
We start getting like visions in like the notebook and the chalkboard of these weird images that swirl and
Yeah, she's having a lot of
change.
delusions of some sort.
Some type of delusion.
Yeah, my computer's outdated. I need a new one, and there's fucking Mr. fucking 10-screen dad.
Yeah.
Super Gamer Dad is here to save the day.
Yeah, thankfully her dad is very into the technology of the future.
And gets her the
Thankfully is
fucking
not
newest, fucking fanciest piece of hardware that money could buy at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so she could use her emails.
She basically had like a child version of this supercomputer, which is kind of funny to think about beforehand. She gets a big new one.
But this follows weird events like that, and then weird events of seeing someone who looks like Lane but acts nothing like her at this sleazy club where her school friends, quote unquote, try and see if that's her or not. Like, don't believe it's her, so they take her with her. That leads to eventually. There's also in the background. There's also a dude taking a not drug where you eat a computer.
Basically a nanobot.
Nano machine, son. You eat it by buying it illegally, essentially, and it makes you go super fast. It fucks up your senses. It makes you
feel like it heightens your senses. It makes you feel like you're going faster than you are. For some reason.
They talk about it being like not a drug, but just as hard to get.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Very weird.
Very weird. It's like containing a tiny little lemon container or something.
That's kind of one of the environmental things that's really cool about this to me, aside its weirdness, is like they don't feel the need, and whether this be budget or not, they don't feel the need to explore those things with people voice acting those scenes, like that one where specifically we described the gas mask girl in the club with the dude buying that Excello drug. Just like the little pop-up scenes where the conversation is held away by not even narration or anything, just pan away shots of the colored background of being like, what? Oh, of 10,000 yen, that's a ripoff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those scenes.
Yeah, those little like we didn't even hear them talk up to that point. Those scenes were held on by strictly random pan away shots of dialogue with those multicolored backgrounds.
Yeah.
And an exploration of how the drug performs with the random, like an infomercial of how the drug works.
Mm-hmm.
And then they keep playing that infomercial while they're panning to the next scene, which is her in the classroom again, which is like, to me, that was among the many things that excited me about how they handled it. Like, I looked up a little bit about the writer for this in the aftermath.
There's a lot of stuff about like the creation. Like, out of any wiki page I've seen, there's a lot in production with writing, themes, and shit, I haven't read anything, but that definitely means there's stuff about it.
You could tell there's a lot of stuff about it just from watching it. It keeps you
Yeah.
like it's got me really invested in what exactly is going on. Just partially through the presentation, partially through storytelling.
Right.
But yeah, the scenes of like the text on the psychedelic background. Don't know entirely what or why that is. I have a theory that it's like somebody's inner monologue, but the character about who it is never clear whenever they show up.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's one of the things that keeps you guessing. You're wondering if it's her right off the bat,
Yeah.
or if it's
Like at the
it's
point of view
her
of the
with
guy
color.
purchasing the nanobot, it feels like it's his inner monologue.
Right.
Possible.
We're
Very
not sure.
not sure.
Yeah. It could be connected to the wire or something.
We still don't know fully what the wire is. Like, it's
Yeah.
talking like it's just the internet, but it's also talking like it's more than just the internet.
There's a lot of mysteries in this one, and I feel like they do a good job at investing in it.
Yes, as the second episode involves the girls going to the bar that the one guy who ate the nanochip one, where she was seen first, where not Lan was seen, to eventually get shot up by the one dude who ate the nanomachine, who's acting like he knows Lan or has seen Lan or something. He's going crazy as everyone starts to run away because obviously no one got shot. Lan does something completely different and talks about how everyone's connected no matter where they are. This freaks him out the most, to the point where he, again, should not watch this if you don't like suicidal stuff, kills himself.
Yeah.
Through a like a panic attack, like the most like holy shit.
Lane also takes this like completely fine.
Yeah, blood splatters on her face. She just has the same look as always, and it's very unsettling.
That makes me believe that there's also probably something up with just her as is.
There's gotta be. The show is called Serial Experiment. What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll get to that in the visual stuff. But third episode continues with that, as she's scolded by her mother for staying up late. I guess she didn't know about the club stuff. I think that would be
not
something her parents would bring up, but I guess they don't know about that. They also talk about in the episode why, like, despite the fact they just saw a shooting, everyone's kind of chill and acting like nothing happened. And someone's like, isn't that kind of weird? It's like, no, it's not weird. And then they immediately get distracted by a love letter and don't care anymore. Which is, I don't know if that's commentary or if that's something in the show.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But along that episode, also there's a continuing thing of every time she's walking from school, she sees this black car with like these lights in them.
Yeah.
Like you'd see a pointer or like a rifoscope. We don't know. But it keeps freaking her out, so she like runs past it really fast. Like a kid, you just try and run away from it.
Yeah, we only get brief like looks into what those are. Like a slow creeps into exactly who those people are, but we still have no idea.
Which we then see them inspecting Lane's house as her sister comes by, like home, and sees them doing that. And he's like, "You did not see this." Like, what the fuck? I will call the cops. He's like, "You did not see us. We were not here," and they leave. Very Men in Black, but not funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that left me with the scene that I would say as many as questionable things that hooked us, or may have hooked you guys, but definitely hooked me to this, was that last scene where, like, basically the connecting to the scene at the club with the different kids who were like, "Oh, hey, yeah, just let's go on a date with your shifted personality."
Oh yeah.
And she takes that to heart because she's like, "What do you mean? Like, how do I do that? I don't know what this is. Why are you guys being like this?" And then we panned that scene where sister scares, like, tells those guys to get out of here. I'll call the cops. Wait, where are you going? And then she goes in to see her sister, tweaking with her computer. She's like, "Why are you dressed like that?" Oh, and then she starts talking to her, and then we see this like almost glitch in our visuals from the anime, like from the animation, kind of speed up, and then suddenly she's just like, "Oh, hey, welcome home."
Yeah, I
Just
have no idea about that because a little bit early in the show, she got this package or letter. Thought it was a love letter, but no, she got a weird microchip. Went back to the club to see if anyone knew about it. These kids who were at the club, who shouldn't be at this club, but are acting like they are fine at this club, kind of give her information about it.
They did say it was a place where youth hangs out.
I guess,
reason.
but it's weird seeing kids hang out in a place like that. Especially since it just got shot up and they don't care. Like, it got shot up like yesterday and everything's fine again.
Yeah, it was the 90s. Things were different.
I guess.
yeah,
in
and
Japan,
like
specifically.
I feel like that's something they focus on too. Is just like, you guys remember that scene where like all the girls were questioning in the aftermath. Why are like, or especially like the main leader of the people that are like the head
girl.
Yeah, the main girl that was like, why are we not bothered by a murder that just happened?
Yeah, they did point it out.
Yeah,
they called themselves like that. The leader of that little trio of friends called themselves out on it. It's just like, why are we unfazed by a murder happening in front of our face?
It just didn't feel real, and then they just drop it very.
Yeah, and just like, oh, she's got a love letter, like yeah. They immediately go into that as she's taking that out of her locker, and like that's one of among like so many things that's got me questioning, because it's playing into such like it's playing into its own theme really well, like, because it feels like we're being led into a message that doesn't need to be the theme of the anime, while simultaneously being led through the story that is the anime. And that's like a feeling that was like drawing me in real hard to this, but that's just me. Just like a lot of questions.
It's weirdly
like
about technology. And I really wonder if you showed like this show to someone who's like when computers were starting to get more mainstream, and like the people who probably were afraid of that type of stuff, like how would they react to something like this? It's probably all their fears in one place.
This came out before Y2K happened.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know about the climate of how that was in Japan, but it still was a scare for a lot of people. I think all over the world, pretty much. And this probably didn't help. But then again, we don't see entirely what happens with it yet after these 3 episodes. But that's got me intrigued.
And the visuals and the sound stuff is just as weird. Like, I have to say, like, every time Lan goes out from her home to school, like, it's this white background with barely any shadows to indicate stairs, a wall, her door. But in every shadow, there's also blotches of red to look like blood.
Yeah, it's like a huge contrast of what the light touches and what the shadows are like.
It's not omnipresent either. It's like just during those scenes. So I'm like, why is that? What is that?
Yeah, like when she's on the subway, when she's on the train and she looks out the window of it, it's just ridiculously bright out. But inside is like normally colored for the most part. So that's very interesting. There's also a lot of shots of power lines, I've noticed.
Yeah, there's a lot of shots of power lines.
So I don't know what symbolism that has to it, but I feel like it's important.
Also, I don't know if that's a program or not, but like every time the episode starts, I don't know if it was in in the dub, where it's like layer 3, something like that. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but that's in No More Heroes. That exact sound voice.
That text-to-speech thing, yeah.
Yeah, that's in No More Heroes when they ever talk about like bosses or stages. And I was like, what the fuck is that doing here?
Yeah. The intro of it also threw me off because it speaks in even in the original Japanese version, it still speaks in English at the start of each
Present
episode.
day.
I had to double check. I had to double check when I clicked. Like, wait, did I click the dub? Wait,
Me
what?
too.
Present time.
Present time.
Yeah, I hate
Very
that voice.
Apparently, it was awarded an excellence prize at 1998's Japan Media Art Festival.
Ooh. Yeah, I've heard this one's like a classic of sorts.
I also got a game. I don't know how that game went.
Oh God. Do
Came
horror-
out like a
do
month
horror
after
games
the
and
series
shows that get-
ended.
or horror shows and movies that get games really freak me out. Like that shouldn't
Yeah.
work.
With that being
yeah.
said, it sounds like we're all through with their experiment here.
It's
I
hard.
think so.
I guess, yeah. I don't know what else to say.
All right,
It's
lads.
fucking weird.
It's time for the final part of our show. The
Uh,
fuck, the marries,
uh,
and the
I love you.
kills. One show will get the fuck. This show pleased us. Not for we want to see it continue, but yeah, you know, it's there.
One night fling, no
It's
one
a
night
merit.
fling.
Yeah. Our Mary, the show that we absolutely want to see continue, and you know we'll do sexual things to our body whenever the hell it pleases.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the kill, get this shit out of here, dude. Who
I
wants
will
to
say
start?
this could be a hard one right
Yeah.
off the bat.
yeah. Like to me, and again, I've missed one here, which is immediately voted out of all three of those options
Yeah.
by default. Is just a neutral for me. This is probably still, even with that in mind, the hardest first I've ever had.
Like they're
Yeah,
all
all shows-
they're all building up the shit. Like they're
Mhm.
all building up the shit. How can I say, all right, your building is like I'm interested,
But
and they
there
keep.
is, but there has to be that one show that unfortunately is as much one to see. Hey,
I guess-
you did not please me as much as the other. You
All right,
you have been a good show. Not saying you have not been a good show. However, these other shows I see
You
higher
are the
potential
weakest
in.
link.
You are the weakest link.
All
Goodbye.
right, I'll go first because I feel like
And-
everyone's a bit.
And it is very nice that we're at this point. It's just at the beginning, like, oh, dude, what the fuck do I want to find out? Even
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Okay, all right. I think I want because I feel like so much can go wrong, and I want to see if that much wrong can go wrong. I'll give my Mary to School Live. I know it was the one that I picked, but I'm very interested to see how this fragile life they have might break and how that might happen.
that was your Mary, right?
Yeah.
That's my Mary.
Okay,
My
okay.
fuck is gonna go to Paranoia Agent because I'm. Again, frame 1 immediately unsettled me, and episode
Mhm.
3 was the most I got glued and interested out of all these shows. Episode 3 immediately was just something else that I wasn't ready for. Not to say anything to give James of what it might be, but it was something.
Yep. Really was something.
And I guess my fuck. No, not my fuck. My kill.
Who's James?
Yeah, I don't know that guy.
I'm James.
Other James. He's the Discord bot. Anyway.
Yeah, that guy.
I think I have to give my fuck just cause.
Your kill.
Damn it, my kill. Damn it. I said it like 3 times. I think I have to give it towards Serial Experiments Lane. Because it is the weirdest. It is the trippiest, but it's also, I guess, in terms of horror, I'm only afraid of what could happen. Nothing specifically yet has freaked me out, aside from the ghost email. And whenever I was looking up this show, one of the first immediate things was trying to explain the ending, which makes me feel like this show is going to get not too explained well, and we'll have to make
Yeah.
our own conclusions.
A little too abstract and esoteric.
Yeah, it might
possibly.
be a little too abstract for my liking.
There is that fear. Yeah, I have that one as well.
I'm interested in it, but I'm interested in everything more.
All right.
Okay.
Who wants to go next?
I guess I can go. All right. Well,
Give us-
a lot like Nick here, I'm also gonna have to give my Mary to School Live, mostly for the fact, like just like he said, the most could go wrong. It's basically the most suspenseful and the most gripping for me right now, just because of everything that happens in it. And the twist just keeps me glued, pretty much. I'm gonna give my kill, because it's easier to figure out. I'm kind of stuck on which one I want to give my fuck to Miruko-chan. Mostly for the fact that all of the other shows are doing more of a similar thing to each other in terms of horror than Miruko-chan does, and it pretty much just puts me in a mood to watch more of them over that one to see how they continue. That's mostly the only reason.
The comedy again is weird.
Yeah.
in
Not saying that
contrast.
Miruko-chan is like, I don't even know if it would be my least favorite by the end of it. It probably wouldn't, but just the mood that the rest of the shows have put me in has put me off to that one the most. And for fuck, I am honestly tied between Erased and Paranoia Agent. Like, they're very close to each other. They both have the same fucking...
If it makes you feel better, Mikey, I'm having the same pain right now.
Yeah, they both have the same suspense, tension, or similar at least, and fucking intrigue about what the theory is going on, how it's going to be solved,
God.
pretty much.
Will this even get solved? What the fuck?
Yeah, I think for the it's really tough.
Are you gonna fuck Paranoia? Or gonna fuck the time travel, dude?
Because like I think I like the themes of Paranoia Agent more, because I feel like I have a better understanding of it. But Erased is like just more gripping overall. Oh man. I think I'm gonna give it to Paranoia Agent.
Okay.
Flip a coin, and once you see the results, you'll know what you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Paranoia Agent on that one for my fuck.
Woo.
It's incredibly close though. Oh my god.
James, you want to go, or where should I go?
I'm good to go here.
Alright.
So let me just start with, because I already made this as time passed on, and I can't say where Paranoia Agent would lie within this, but since I did watch the Junji Ito collection, I just want to throw in, based on if that was in place of this would be my fuck.
Juji,
Alright.
because your fuck?
Junji Ito, if it was
Wanna
here,
fuck
would be my fuck.
Junji? It's a nice man, but geez.
I think a lot of people would fuck him.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw in an honorable mention within the mistakes that I made. Junji,
Alright.
with what I have watched in this list in place of Paranoia Agent, would be my fuck.
Alright. Theoretical
Past-
fucking.
Yeah, theoretical fuck. But taking that out, I'm gonna go in order. Fuck, marry, kill. I would fuck Erase. I'm with it. I'm like immediate. This is the second one that I had watched. Oddly enough, in the list of order we have things here. Just right off the rip, its horror doesn't necessarily like it, even though the theme being horror, it doesn't necessarily drive me crazy or wild into that. But the suspense has me gripped tight as hell. Just like trying to figure out like the skip, everything it played into, like we had talked about, setting its own rules and then shattering it within the first 3 episodes, has me feeling the most suspense ongoing for the foreseeable time for it. So that's my fun. My Mary got to go out to school life.
Yeah. Had a feeling.
Not this time. There's no 3 in a row, baby.
I teared up during the first episode, and I teared up during the 3rd episode. And let me just add a brief spoiler warning again. the scene specifically with her with the shovel, it hit extra hard. It felt like I was getting stabbed in the heart every time the screen blanked away to her bringing the shovel down, because it cut to black.
Yeah.
And that was, whew. Oh my god. All right, and then I kill. Well,
Shall you kill?
This may be unanimous. But my kill is unfortunately also going to Miroku-chan. Wait,
Okay.
no, you're somebody else's kill, so it won't be.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
it's
not
not
Murray.
unanimous.
Okay.
Is the second one against Miroku-chan, the other one's against Lane?
And I think my decision to do so was specifically within the regards of the like thinking to our theme. The comedy does throw me off a little bit. It pulls me out of. I wanted to feel a little bit of fear, and whereas these figures, as great as the art is for these horrific ghouls that they're showing and the scenarios that they're in, I think the art for those is great. I think the way they're brought up is great. The comedy of the show definitely pulls me out of me wanting to feel a sense of fear, especially within the fact that I don't get scared easily by things, and some of these shows have done me a great favor of proving me wrong that I can't feel that. Because now I know I can, again, with some of these shows. So, for that reason, yeah, that'll be Miroku-chan for me. And Jacob.
Right. So for my fuck, it is a very close second between Paranoia and Erase.
Yeah.
However, I think the end of episode 3 of Paranoia really fucking got me, and that's why I had to give my fuck to it. Erase has been really good. It's been a close second, but that little thing at the end of 3 was cool, man.
There's one thing at the end of Erased that also got me gripped into it.
Oh yeah.
Like at the very end of the third episode.
My Mary, it seems like for the first time in Anime Gateway history, boys, that we all agree on something, because I'm giving my Mary to school life.
Yeah, had a feeling.
For my kill. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel myself being bored with Lane. I just don't feel I'm scripting as the others. It's creepy. I have a good creepy vibes from it. I just find it the more boring one to watch.
Understandable.
This is a predicament.
Yep.
We have a pure tie.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Oh,
Yeah,
boy.
we've
This
never
is a
done
first, folks. We're getting a bunch
dilemma.
of firsts.
I can't look at I cannot look at prior points either.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the point tally so far? Let's see the point tally so far.
Muroku-chan at -4. Never mind, that wrong.
Negative 4.
-2. -2. Erase at 1 point. Paranoia Agent at 3 points. Cool Life at 8 points.
Yeah.
And Lane at -2 points. Man, School Life's about to win off of points alone, just from today's episode.
Probably.
Big ones. All right. We gotta discuss.
Can we discuss,
Okay.
or do we take it to the Wheel of Death?
Let's try and discuss first. If we don't come up with some, then we go to wheel.
Okay.
All right. I think that in an attempt to fight for Miroku-chan, that is that specific contrast that keeps me in that mood you were talking about, James, that you keep getting out of. I keep staying in there because I think there is still this frail level of protection she has from all these creatures. She doesn't know what saying I see you or acknowledging it will do. It could be nothing, it could be everything. And I also really like the colors Like
That
I know
will-
there's
yeah,
the
that I'll
older,
admit.
the older style of cereal. Damn it.
Cereal.
Of experimental lane, and I bet I don't know. What's the studio? There's a bunch of studios. I don't know.
I will admit, Miroko-chan probably has my favorite, at least character design.
But I think that
Straight
also
up.
goes with like they're two different things. Like where this is trying to depict a school life, while Lane is this weird world that might be ours. We're not
Yeah.
sure.
A world parallel to ours, like an alternate universe with the supercomputers and stuff.
And I'm just interested to see how a horror comedy keeps going.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's kind of going for me is the possibility that I don't fucking know. I don't know horror. I didn't think horror comedy could work, and here we are.
Yeah, like I touched on earlier, it's. I know you talked about the contrast of Miroko-chan, and I will admit it does still have a big element of suspense about what could happen if she ever does acknowledge it. But for the time being, it doesn't feel like they're at least not setting it up to be that big. At least within the first 3 episodes, if and when it does get revealed, just because of the tone of most of the stuff outside of it. If there was maybe a few more, I don't know, like moments of touching moments or something with like the other characters that she interacts with, her like fearing for what would happen to them if she ever acknowledges them, maybe it would be more gripping. But for as it is now, it still has the suspense, but it doesn't feel like I don't know, it just doesn't fit well with the others. I keep going back to that. It'd be hard to change my stance on this, honestly.
Either one of you want to back up? Want to retreat? What's up? What's with you two, eh? Provide support with your opinion.
It's wavering for me in this regard because like all of the darker themes that Serial Experiments Lane plays into, like the scenery, what has me gripped with it, not necessarily in the fuck or marry sense, but not a failing sense, is definitely lies within the fact of like the environment they play into, and looking at when it was made to see how well it did for what it was going for plays a lot into my opinion of it. Just in the regards of like the double themes that we seem to see, the playing into how would technology affect us well before it's the time that it was actually released, while simultaneously where we see maybe too quiet of scenes playing into the specific senses of how let me think of exactly how I want to word this. Point being is the way I'm seeing it, regardless of, and I get, Jacob, why you would see that there is just so much quiet, so much.
Yeah, there definitely
like,
is.
It's hard to grip into. Environmentally, this was the most gripping to me. The utter silence to some of the scenes and some of the shades of the old style art was really cool to me. It'd be hard to change my stance on this as well, but
Yeah, I will say, like, those moments of silence, they still give you something to focus on with just the visuals and just the weird stuff that's happening. That's probably why it gripped me so much, even though there was a lot of moments of silence. And very rarely, sometimes, that silence will get broken by, like, something big, like in the very beginning, when the girl jumps off the building. And it's pretty silent until then. All you really hear is rain. But then you just hear a slam, which she goes halfway down. And that really, like, jumped me.
yeah, it just huge slam because she had a vent. She had an AC, I think, on the way out,
Yeah.
or a huge
Like
sign.
a sign
Yeah.
or something. That made it so much more impactful with the silence beforehand.
Yeah, exactly. Like it felt like the creator had really, really known what they were doing. By the way, fun fact: Secret Experiments Lane. One of the Digimon series was written by the same exact.
Yeah, Digimon Tamers, that fucking
Yeah, the main
third
characters.
season.
The main character is voiced by Jerry, and that's the funniest thing to me.
Jacob, argument. Gonna argue? What's up? What's your opinion?
So I think my opinion was probably the more could be the more spoilable one, because at the end of the day they are right where Lane is. I said this when I gave it the kill, is that it is the spookier one of them.
Which just doesn't catch your
But-
attention.
I just where the quietness that you guys said that hooked you guys on it. I don't know. I just had a really hard time just enjoying it.
Right.
But I guess if I got to put on, if I had to say which one spooked me, to carry on with the theme, I guess I will be moving my vote up to Morocco, because I don't see that getting any better with the next three. Whereas in Lane, where I'll give that one more shot, but just know where my head's going to be going into the next episode.
Yeah, I understand.
For swapping opinions, do we still keep the points or the points being moved now?
I'd probably keep the points just to represent the fact we had to have a discussion about it.
Yeah.
All right.
So Lane would still have a -2.
Yeah.
going into the next
I
part.
really need these 3 episodes to really well me.
Yeah.
I will agree on that sentiment. But it seems like we don't need the wheel as we have gotten our answer.
Yeah.
Let me add the Morocco-chan poster to our pill bottle.
Alrighty.
I guess we don't have to worry about keeping up with the episodes.
Oof. I probably will keep up with this one, honestly. At least
I
At
meant
least after
like
everything's
it's
over.
not coming out like it was coming out.
Oh,
Still
that's right.
coming out.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if y'all are interested, it's still an ongoing series.
Morocco-chan
Yeah,
is something I'll
both
hit
the
upon.
manga and the anime are still coming.
I'll hit upon Morocco-chan when it gets that English, which it's to be soon. Very soon.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
all that work to not see the ghost, but you didn't see the blind side coming.
Yeah.
From the person who picked her. Could you, Jeeps? She trusted you.
I'm just glad it wasn't Nick's choice to get voted out first this time.
I fucking did it this time.
Yeah, you certainly
Fucking
did.
did it. I could have picked fucking that other one. And
Oh,
that
gosh,
would've been
pick
very
that- oh,
upsetting.
jeez.
That
Oh,
would've
man.
been
I don't know how to feel
upsetting.
about that.
Oh, that would have been so upsetting.
Oh, man.
Alright, with that being said, guys, it's been a fun episode. Time to watch episodes 4, 5, and 6. We'll be back, not next Sunday, but the Sunday. Hold on.
2 Sundays from now.
Double Sunday.
Yeah, that'd be the
The
19th.
19th.
On the 19th. Until then, chat. Well, I'll be live week tomorrow, but, you know. Anyways, peace!